Okay, so probably any of you who had to do, let's say, first article inspection know that the first thing you receive is probably a PDF of the print or some sort of image of the print. And this is probably the way it's going to look is, I have a screen share here. It's going to look something like this. If we can go to that screen share there in a second. Okay. You'll just wait for it. There we go. Okay, so you probably get a PDF that looks something like this. And you open up your inspection report, which is probably something like this. This is an Excel spreadsheet. This is a template for first article inspection for something based on, let's say, AS 9102. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your PDF, you're going to take one of your characteristics, one of those dimensions, you're going to come over, you're going to type all that information into your Excel file, then you're going to go back to your PDF, you're going to grab the next characteristic, you're going to go back to your Excel file, so on and so forth until you have filled out your template. That's just before you get started doing any kind of inspection. You've got to get this thing filled out. Well, if you've done this, you know that it takes a long time to go through all of these characteristics and transfer them over to an Excel spreadsheet. And this is a fairly simple document. So what if there was an easier way to get all of this data into an Excel format, into a spreadsheet? And that's what we're going to look at today. This is InspectionXpert for PDF from our friends at InspectionXpert. And I'm just going to start a new project here. First thing that comes up and it asks me what kind of template I want. There's a number of templates available. You can even create your own template, but we're going to select an AS 9102 template. I'm going to open up that very same PDF file that we were looking at. And you see what I have on my screen right now is we have the PDF on the right, and we have all the elements that we're going to fill in on the left. And I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit so that you can actually see what I'm talking about here. So give me 1 second. There we go. Okay, so all I'm going to do, I'm going to start taking dimensions from this drawing. And all I have to do is draw a box around it. The way this software works is optical character recognition. When I draw a box around that dimension, it puts a balloon next to it. And if you come over here to the left, you can see it understands that is a linear dimension. It has read the value, it has read the tolerance, and created an upper-lower limit, all with character recognition. And I can simply go through and draw a box around all of my dimensions, and it's doing optical character recognition, or OCR, to grab all that. Now notice over here, this is a radius. This radius occurs 2 times. I can draw a box around that, and let's go back over to our details. You'll see that it recognizes that that's a radius. It recognizes that it has a quantity of 2. It has picked up the nominal value, 0.125, and it has created a default tolerance. Let's go back over here. Notice here that there was no tolerance specified on the print. What InspectionXpert for PDF allows you to do is create default tolerances if none are specified. So in this case, it's based on the number of decimal places in a radius. So because there were 3 decimal places, it said, okay, I'm going to give you a default tolerance of plus or minus 0.005. We can also do geometric tolerance. I'm just going to tell that that's what I'm taking. I draw a box around my geometric tolerance. We come back over here. I will specify that this was a profile of a surface. I will grab my value right there. And there, with a couple clicks, I've taken care of all that. And I'll just go through and just really quickly grab a couple of more dimensions. There's oops, wait a minute. Specify that I'm doing a dimension, not a geometric. There we go. And we'll draw a box around that. Now notice this one, its tolerances are shown differently. Doesn't matter, the OCR still understands that this is a dimension with a tolerance. And here's yet another way of dimensioning a part. It also recognizes that. Now, at this point, I'm done. I can export this, but I want to point out a couple things. Here's my balloons. I don't like these balloons. I think they're small, they're hard to read, so I want to change them. So I am going to select all of my balloons. I'm going to increase the font size. I'm going to change the color. Let's make these dark brown. I'm going to change the inside of the circle. And also, I want them aligned to the left. There we go. So now, So now this is much easier. It's much easier to see these balloons. I could also individually select these balloons and move them if they were covering up a feature, and I felt that was a distraction. Also, look down below. Every time I created a feature, it put an entry in the table down here, and that's actually what we're going to export. So now I'm ready to export this. I can export this as a PDF. If I do that, I get a PDF with the ballooned items overlaid on top of them. But I really want to show you is export to Excel, because that's really the purpose of this whole thing. Notice over here, I get a whole series of templates. Again, you could create your own template. I'm going to select the AS9102 and say export. And it is exported it, and let's open up our Excel file. Notice now, let me zoom back out. Sorry about that. Can I zoom back out? There we go. Notice now I've got an Excel spreadsheet that is completely filled in. This took me 4 minutes to go from my PDF document to filling out this Excel spreadsheet. How long do you think it would have taken you if you had to do that manually, not copying, but transcribing from your PDF or your image document into an Excel file? A lot longer than 4 minutes, and this was actually a very simple drawing. And now your inspection report is ready to go. All you have to do is start doing your measurements and filling in the meaty part of it. Okay, now another thing I want to point out, because this is really interesting, is suppose 3 months from now you get a 3 months from now you get a new revision. And you're not sure what the difference is between the old revision and the new revision. There's documentation that'll tell you, but you want to see it in an easily viewable way. I'm going to select the new revision and open that. What it's doing now is comparing the old revision and the new revision. And this will take just 1 second. And what I'm going to get is a document now that shows me, and I'm not sure how visible it is on your screen, in green it is showing me items that were added, and in red it's showing me any items that were changed or deleted. I could save this out as a PDF, print it, and have myself a little reference document showing me where the changes were. But more important, I'm going to now replace my document with the new one. Notice the ballooned items are still there, but of course some of these balloons won't make any sense because some of these items have changed or have been moved. So for instance, item 8 is no longer there, so I'll simply delete it and it will renumber the rest of the balloons. And also I want to change the location of this one balloon because this dimension has changed or has moved. So I'm going to move this balloon up here where it belongs. And there we go. And also I can continue dimensioning this document and getting the rest of the information. So for instance, there's an angle here, and I could select that angle. And notice if I go over here, it is recognized that this is an angle dimension, and it has the value, the nominal value, and it has the tolerance. And obviously I can also go back and change these balloons back to the type of balloon I want. So very quickly I have gone through and taken this document, gone from this document to an Excel file, all with just a few clicks. And much faster. According to InspectionXpert, they estimate that this saves about 80% of the time of doing a manual transcription. So for instance, this took me 4 minutes to take all that data and put it into an Excel spreadsheet. If I had done this manually, double checking to make sure that all my data was entered properly, this would probably taken me more on the order of 15 to 20 minutes. So a real savings on this if you're doing first article inspection. So again, this is InspectionXpert for PDF from our friends at InspectionXpert. And if you want more information on it, there is a link below the player page.
Hey Dirk, before I let you go off the set there, we actually have a question from a reader, I believe,
cool.
who wants to know more about this, I believe. So, so guys, can we show that? I don't know if you can read that, Dirk.
Okay, the question is, how does this software interface with the more and more common digital solid models? I'll get back to, I'll have an expert from InspectionXpert get back to you. This works, from my understanding, this works with 2D drawings. This is specifically for getting this data from a 2D drawing, which if you're going to be machining a part, you're not going to be machining from a 3D model. You're going to be getting a document, something like this. You're going to be getting, in most cases, I believe, a 2D document. that you're going to set up your measurement routines from, I believe. But I'm not positive on that, so I'll be sure I'll get somebody from InspectionXpert to get back to you on that. I believe we probably have your email on that, so I'll be sure to get back to you on that.